Two-dimensional arrays are able to define one single array for multiple sets of data. For this, you're going to use two declarators in the definition. So let's look at line 15. We have constant int rows 4 and columns 3. These are two variable names that I'm setting them equal to integers, and then I'm passing it into this array as the parameters for how we're creating it. And then to the right of it, you can see that I'm filling this in. Now it doesn't have to exactly be formatted like this. You can do it all in one line. I just like to do it like this so I can see all the rows and columns, how it's laid out. Two-dimensional arrays are initialized row by row. So when you put values in, you're gonna go across just like this. These are going to be our individual columns. So going down, those are columns, and rows go across. You can use a nested for loop to get all of the values. You can also just simply print like this, where you do a cout and then you point to exams with index 3 and index 2. This is going to get our row 3, column 2. You print it out, you can see we get 12. So let's look for row 3. We go all the way down, it's going to be this one right here, because remember, we start at 0 with these indexes. This is like a length or size, which is 1 more than our index. Our index starts at 0, so we're gonna go 0, 1, 2, 3, and then lastly we have column 2 right here. So we're gonna go 0, 1, 2. That's going to give us this 12 right here. So that's how 12 is printed. Like I said, you could use a nested for loop, so you would have like a 4 on the outside. You could say int a is equal to 0. Let's see if it'll autofill it. It's not gonna autofill it. Oh, okay, we almost got it. There we go. A has to be less than rows, and then we have a plus plus. And so what this is doing is it's saying we're going to look through all the rows. That's this outer for loop. And then the inner for loop will have int b is equal to b0, and b has to be less than our columns. And that's going to go through every individual column. Once we're done with this inner for loop, we break out, we go to the next row, and then we go through all the columns in there, and so on and so forth. So to do this, we're just going to have a cout where we have our array, which is exams, and then we have our row, and then we have our column, and then we're just going to print a space after that. So we can end this inner for loop, we can end this outer for loop, and then we can end our int main, and let's run it, and then we should print all on the same line, our values 1 through 12. Oh, and then we're also going to have a 12 in front from the cout right here. So 12 and then 1 through 12. That's pretty much it with arrays of 2 dimensions. But you can also have arrays of many different dimensions, tons of different dimensions, as many dimensions as you want. So you can go down here, for example, and we'll just type in int, call this exams2, and we'll pass in, instead of row and column variables, we'll pass in actual numbers. So we'll do 4 like this, and we'll do 4 again, 4 again, 4 again, and then this would be a 5-dimensional array. So you can seriously go crazy with it, and you can just start filling in values. So that's it for multi-dimensional arrays. If you have any questions on this basic coverage of it, leave them in the comments below, and if you want more C++, check that description below the like button.